Happy Saturday. Yay. Oh, excuse me. I had a frog in my throat. So anyway, hopefully everybody has had um, a good New Year's, a good Christmas, a good Yule, a good Kwanzaa, a good Hanukkah, that everybody had to come into the bedroom. Hey, Moon Magic. um, I am better. I was like, I am not going to get sick. So right now, my nose is just a little runny. So I am equipped with tissues. But it's good. It's not like I'm clogged up or anything. Like a runny nose is good. Like it's just a flowing. Hey Solaria, how's it going? So yeah, I figured there was since there's bigger windows in here, there's a lot more light and it'll be a little bit easier to see me. Hey Sherry Bug, what's up? And well, let's see, right behind my head there is a sleepy Puma. So I couldn't totally smooth out the bed because he was kind of under the covers where I took a picture and I'll post it on his Instagram because Wally Walito has his own Instagram, and every now and then his brother Loki gets on there. But he was like under. I have the electric blanket on top, the heated blanket, and so all I could see were his like little paws sticking out, like he was totally under it. And I'm like, oh, I can't finish making the bed. He's so comfy. So yeah, I got that, and my dude had gotten sick from his best friend's 40th birthday party. I think it was like it was on Thursday. Yeah, that's right. Because New Year's Day was on Monday, and then New Year's Eve was on a Sunday. So yeah, his best friend's birthday was on a Thursday. When he came home, actually, I was like, what time did you come home? Because it was like the next day, and all of a sudden there was like a dude in bed, and I was like, where'd you come from? And he's like, oh, I got in at like 3 a.m. And I'm like, 3 a.m.? Like, what is this, college? Like, Sherry Bug's like, electric blanket? Yes, it's you know, he's a tough little Puma over here. That's how they live in the wild. They have electric heated blankets. So yeah, the blanket's plugged into the wall and it's just kind of set on low right now. So it's keeping the bed like warm. And he's a little heat seeking Puma. So yeah, the dude comes home sick from that. I'm like, you're not getting me sick. So I was okay until the night of New Year's Day, so January 1st. Like that night, I was like, starting to feel something in my throat. I'm like, we're not having this. You're not getting me sick. So I made a concoction of like my my osho root, or osho root, also known as like bear root. And it's plentiful here, like down towards like Mexico. It's like there's a lot of it. And I got my huge stash off the reservation down here. Did I get it from Barona? I think I got off of Barona's reservation. Yeah, so I just like boiled it for like, simmered it for like an hour and a half. I put in some echinacea herb just for like a little extra kick. My boyfriend thought it was disgusting, but it's actually really good for you. It does have a numbing effect. It has more of a numbing effect when you actually chew on the root. So I've had this root that I've been gnawing on, and it is disgusting. But once you bite into it and like you don't like swallow the root, and I know this sounds gross, but you just kind of like suck on the juices of the root and like spit out the bits and pieces so you don't have like root in your teeth. It numbs, like it's instantly like numbing, like you don't feel anything. And it's got all kinds of stuff to make you feel better. It's good for actually athletic performance if you were thinking of eating something nasty to improve your athletic performance, because it helps improve your VO2 max, which is your oxygen intake, and it oxygenates the blood and things like that. So just helps you breathe easier. So I didn't have anything like with my sinuses. So then the next day I decided to make my ginger tea, which is a family recipe, like Filipino family recipe. So it's just like a bunch of chopped up ginger. Like it's like a half a pound of ginger, 1 cup of brown sugar, and 5 cups of water. Boil it up. I let it steep for like 45 minutes. I warm it up a little bit again, and then I strain it into a cup, and I might throw like 1 ginger slice in there. oh, it blows your socks off, but it's so good. And so yeah, I've just been making like my specialties. So like by the third, like my throat was fine. And then I've been okay. Just like now, I just have like this little bit of a runny nose, and I'm like, I'm gonna nip that in the bud too. So thanks, dude. So right now I'm just having some lemon ginger tea, but it's still kind of steeping, and I have my little manatee dude just steeping away. Oh, and I made a concoction last night. New Year's gift, I know, right? He was like, all I did was give you one little kiss on New Year's. I was like we haven't been smooching since your friend's party. um, Okay, so I made like a tonic last night. It's actually not going to be good for another 2 weeks, but you know, it's something that you take daily. It's probably going to taste like crap, but it's got all kinds of like good stuff. So I have it in this jar. It's like a 1 quart jar. I have 1 medium beet chopped up in here. I have like 1 ginger root like kind of chopped up in here. I have 1 3-inch piece of horseradish all chopped up. I have like a small like little handful of parsley that's all been chopped up and put in here. There's 1 clove of garlic that's mashed in here. And I think that's it. Oh, and there's 1 green chili pepper that I didn't cut up or anything. I just threw the whole pepper in there. And then I filled it up with apple cider vinegar, like organic raw apple cider vinegar. And then you just kind of like shake it up every day for 2 weeks. Give it like 1 little shake a day. And I did put like a little piece of like plastic wrap when I screwed down the lid so it doesn't leak or you know, rust or anything like that. So yeah, you just give it like 1 shake every day for 2 weeks, and at the end of 2 weeks you're gonna strain this out, put it in a different jar, so that way you don't have like all the chunks of food in there. And then you just take 1 tablespoon and you put it into a glass of water every day to just kind of keep your immunity up during this time when there are a bunch of sickies out there. They be trying to attack me with their nasty goobers. Sherry Bug said, is that to clean the oven? I know, right? It's gonna be like blowing some socks off here. The dude is like, so did you make that so that you could like intentionally vomit, or I was like, pretty sure it's not gonna make you vomit, but it's gonna be really healthy tasting. And he's like, yeah, no thank you. And I'm like, you will take it because I want you to be healthy so that you don't get me sick. And he's like, you're the one that's around kids all day. And I'm like, well, it's not like you don't interact with people either. And I'm like, yeah, I got a bunch of sicky kids, but I'm not like rubbing up on them. And I make them put their papers on my desk. I don't like touch their desks and their papers because they're all so germy. I got all kinds of hand sanitizer underneath my desk. And sometimes the kids are like, Miss E, do you have any hand sanitizer? I'm like, why are you trying to get in my stash? Oh, New Age, hey, how's it going? She says, I'm here listening while stalking Amazon delivery, dude. I know, right? I have, no, the dude uses my, my Amazon Prime account. So like I'll get emails of like, what the hell are you buying now? And he's like, keep a watch out for the Amazon dude because he's all, my new tape measures are coming. I'm like, ooh, new tape measures, ooh. He's like, no, these ones are good. Like, he goes, they got like a super reinforced lock on them. And I'm like, So he's really excited about his new tape measures. He got excited about his new tint tool yesterday that came. He's been swinging it around like it's a samurai sword. It's the handle for his squeegee. So it's like a little rubber part that you like screw into this like giant handle, and that's to like push the bubbles out of the tint that he puts on the windows so that the tint lays flat, and there's like not as many like bubbles that need to dry up once the tint like fully dries, because it's a wet application. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. It's like all tint stuff, but Anyway, so he's got this like this squeegee thing that's like this long. He's been going and like walking around the house. He's like, I think I need one of those like samurai sword holders. He's like, he's like, need me to take your windows? So that's the dude. Okay, so I have some stuff for you guys here, besides my water and my Kleenex. Actually, I'm gonna put that underneath the camera here. Oh, you know what I haven't pulled? I haven't pulled my cards of the day, so I'm gonna do that with you guys here, and I'm just gonna place them on the computer. Which reminds me, I have some really, really exciting news for you guys. Those of you that maybe didn't hear on my Instagram stories last night. So let's pull my cards of the day first, and then I have some really, really, really good news. I'm so excited. Okay, so I use 3 decks for my card of the day. It's more like 3 cards of the day, and I usually put them on my nightstand over there, and I like stand all 3 of them up so that I can kind of see throughout the day, like how those energies like connected throughout my day. Maybe it was just a message, you know, maybe it's like, you're like, well, how'd the tower card come up? Because like, I didn't see any tower moments today. Well, so then I kind of think like, is there something going on like that wasn't like particularly this day, you know, stuff like that. So okay, so the first deck that I'm pulling a card from is Spirit of the Animals Oracle. So sometimes this could just be messages from my guides. It could be like stuff going on in my head. Could be stuff like how I'm feeling. It could be actually connected physically to this day. These are the backs of the cards. And yesterday, I wonder if I shuffled them in yet. Oh, I didn't shuffle the cards in yet. So before I actually shuffle them, let me show you yesterday's cards. Dude. It's like, you would have to be, I don't know, like you don't even have to be spiritual or something to be able to figure out that like the universe was totally talking to me yesterday. Like you'd be like not into any of this at all and just be like, dude, that's weird. Okay, so I pulled my 3 cards and I was like, I knew that I wanted to work on my Oracle deck some more, you know, yesterday. Moon Magic said I use Tarot, Oracle, and Lenormand. Oh, hey, there you go. So that's a cool mix. I think I've mixed maybe a Lenormand card with my Oracle cards, or I mixed Oracle and Tarot, but I've never done all 3. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so these were my 3 cards yesterday. Okay. So I get Green Terra because I like sit in meditation, and I was like, okay, which goddess is the closest to me right now? Green Terra. And she pops up when she needs to be kind of cheeky, but I am truly like connected to like the different colors of Terra, like white Terra and green Terra. And I know that she's a few other colors as well, but yeah, that's just a deity that I work with, not just because we share the same name, but okay, so she popped up, and hers was my soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. And right away was like, okay, I know that I need to work on my Oracle deck. Like I finished the cards, I just hadn't done the box and the cover of the guidebook yet, even though I finished the guidebook. I was like, okay, I was figuring on working on it today. So then I decide to read inside the book that comes with it, just for like some more information on the card. And it says, if you have been procrastinating on a project, Green Terra says basically to get your ass in gear. Green Terra says, stop waiting, to start doing, just do it already. And I was like, okay, like stop yelling at me. But then the other card that I pulled, which is the Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection, was this card. It was You Glow, We Beam. But then I noticed that these cards went together. Like, do you notice that even the light circle that's around her hand here continues its light circle around this card? I was like, holy shiz. Then when I pulled this card, the Hawk Messenger, it says, Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. It's like, okay, I get the message. I was like, I'll work on my freaking Oracle deck today. Like, okay, whoo. So yeah, those were my cards yesterday. Anyway, just thought I would have to share that with you guys. I thought it was pretty trippy. I took a picture of it. I was like, I had to send that to my friend Steph out in Belgium. I was like, do you see the cards that I got today? Do you see that the universe is yelling at me to finish that Oracle deck? More on that in a moment. Okay, so today's card. So this one again will be the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. Sherry Bug's like, that's awesome and kind of funny. Yes, it is. It's like, universe is always so cheeky with me. It's always like yelling at me like, hello, girlfriend. Get your gluteus maximus in gear. I'm like, okay, gosh. You guys are always on my case. Universe, why are you always on my case? Why are you always in my business? Okay. Card of the day, card of the day. And since these are kind of big, I do a top shuffle. So, okay, ooh, unicorn, hello. So this is my first card of the day. Unicorn is infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. Dude, legendary. I want to become a legendary. Yes, but we are working with some unicorn magic today, which is excellent. So I'm going to put that card off to the side. And I'll put that on my nightstand after the live chat so you guys don't have to see me ditch you guys for a couple of minutes. Okay, so let me put that deck away. Okay, then I'm going to pull from, excuse me, my notes from the universe on love and connection. It is a beautiful deck, Sherry Bug. The artist and the creator of the deck is Jody Bergsma. She's done another deck, and then I think she also did the artwork for the Spirit of the Wheel, I think. Yeah, the Spirit of the Wheel Oracle. Okay, so the Victorian Gothic Lenormand yells at me. Oh my gosh! I have the Victorian Gothic Lenormand. I love that deck. Yeah, there are a few different decks where they're like always like, they're like hello, and I'm like, what? Okay, I was just innocently doing a reading, but you decided you were gonna yell at me, so. Oh, okay. Well, this card flipped over, and then the rest of them, like, fell, so I'm gonna take the card that flipped over, and not every one of them that fell. Okay, so the card that flipped over is You've Got Time. All right. Ever wonder what would make life's fleeting pain and sorrow totally and unquestionably worth it? How about living forever, wildly in love and loved wildly? You have so much to look forward to, the universe. Well, that goes with yesterday's reading for myself. Where did my Kleenex go? I did a Kipper Grand Tableau, my very first one, for myself yesterday, excuse me. And I've never done like a whole Grand Tableau with Kipper. It took like almost 2 hours because there's so much, like it is so much more than Lenormand. There's like so much going on, so many different stories going on with the Grand Tableau that it takes a while, and you literally have to take a picture and like mark it up and everything. And so basically that in that reading, it was like there is so much like awesome stuff coming this year, but it's like, you know, it doesn't all have to happen right now. It's like just like enjoy the ride basically. And I was like, okay, you know, because I'm like, ooh, I have to get this done and get this done. And yes, I do have things to get done, but the payback for getting it done doesn't have to happen immediately. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens because of it, so I'm looking forward to all of that. Yes, Sherry Bug, a Grand Tableau is all the cards. So it's all like, what, 36 cards? Yes, in fact, I used this deck right here. And it's like, there's like line of sight. There's like, you got to read all the connector cards and the stop cards and the directional cards and the movement cards. And then you got to read the other main characters like line of sight and see how those two stories connect. And then you have to look at like the major like theme based on like these cards and what's the underlying theme. And there's like 4 different stories going on. And then you have to read the main character like around the cards around her, but those cards branch off because of like movement cards and everything. I'm like, whoa. I actually had to take like a lunch break like in the middle of that, but it's so good. So if you're like thinking of maybe dabbling in another system, like I highly recommend Kipper. I don't consider myself like a professional in Kipper yet, so I would never like read for you guys yet because I don't think I'm like that good yet. But because I'm still like kind of using like the book to like help myself out just a little bit. But like the messages are like crazy in depth. I mean, Lenormand can do that too, but it's just like, it's just like so much more going on. So yeah, I'm really liking that Kipper system. Okay, so yes, this card definitely makes sense for me. Ooh, and I like that these colors go together. So pretty. Okay, and then my third card of the day. Put this away. Take out my Divine Feminine. So I have my Divine Feminine cards. Beautiful backs. Sharebug, I am RWS and Marseille Tarot and Oracle. I think the next one I try will be runes. Ooh, runes are good. I like runes. Yeah, I have like, okay, so what are all the systems that I like? Like all the things I use. I like pendulums. I like to use dowsing rods. I like to use stones. I like to use runes. I like Oracle. I like tarot. There's like different systems of tarot. I have a couple of Marseille decks that, you know, I work with. I have Lenormand that I'm pretty good at. And now I'm like adding Kipper to that list. Am I leaving any cards out? Oh, gypsy cards. Yeah, I got gypsy cards in there too. Okay, so today's card of the day is, ooh, Pope Joan. Heck yeah. Oh, I have a pendulum also, but have not used it in a while. You know what I like to use for pendulums sometimes is just my necklaces. You know, I'll just like take my necklace off, and I like to use that sometimes. Or you like take a ring off, hang it off your necklace, and I think those make absolutely awesome pendulums as well. Okay, so I got Pope Joan. The Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Well, if yesterday was like trying to like, it was like, come on, get your stuff in gear. Today is like, now just write it out. You got time. You have just created so many possibilities for yourself because of all the work that you did yesterday. I'm like, oh, thank you. Okay, so that's awesome. I like, let me just show you guys all 3 of those cards together. Very pretty. Yes, so those will go on my nightstand after the live chat today. Just put that there. Okay, so I said I had some great news for you guys. I'm going to share that now. Let me attend to my nose for a second. Okay. So I did what Green Terra and the rest of the universe and kind of what I was feeling. I've been feeling, I go back to work, go back to school on Monday. And I'm like, my goal was to finish this Oracle deck before I go back. Hey Keith, how's it going? And I was like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. So I just sat myself down yesterday after I made my, my nasty concoction, which hopefully will help. And I worked on the guidebook cover, finished it. I worked on the cover of the box and the inside top of the box and finished it. I worked on the bottom of the box and the inside bottom of the box, finished it. I did the separation file. A separation file is like, do I spot a lone unicorn? Yes, you do. That is Flurpy. Flurpy's hanging out with Wally. Wally and I share Flurpy. So A separation file when you're trying to do foil printing, like I don't think I have any foil covered decks around here right now, but when you have like a deck that has like, you know, like the Star Child and the Moon Child tarot, when the Moon Child especially, it has that like gold foil on the backings. It's very shiny, and some of the cards, they have like some like foil like goldness like in the card. Well, you need to create a separation file for that. So like you have your image, but you create a document that just has those images in black on it, so that the computer, the printer, which is a giant computer, takes it and it knows to only add the foil to that part of the card. You know, it follows the outline, basically, kind of like a tattoo artist, I guess, putting like, you know, the outline, you know, that you have like drawn for yourself or whoever did, and then they do their thing. So that's kind of like what a separation file is. So I did a separation file for the cover of the box because it says Wally's World, a healing journey through sacred sites, and I had to turn Wally into a PNG, which is like a an art file. So like I cut out a picture of him where he was like sitting on my physio ball because I was like trying to work out, and then he jumped on top of it, and it was when he was still a kitten, so he was like still like really like white in the picture before he got more of his color. um, and so I took the physio ball and him on top of it, and I superimposed the earth on top, so it looks like Wally's actually sitting on the earth, so it's Wally's World. And that idea, I can't take credit for it, that was the dude's idea actually. And so then I have the Seed of Life, which is not going to be in foil. It's just inside like the. Let me show you guys. So like this would be the bottom of the box, right? So in here is the Seed of Life. The bottom of the box is kind of like a baby, a darker baby blue, like almost going into mint color. It does say in really small print, Kittens, Weights, and Tarot here. The inside of the box is just white, or more of an ivory, like an off-white. And then I have a little quote in there, which you guys will see later when hopefully I get it printed soon. And then all of this is covered in my white roses. Wally is smack dab in the middle with him on top of the world, and it says Wally's World, a healing journey through sacred sites. And this part's going to be in gold foil, so the writing that's on the box. I know, right, Keith? And then let me, okay, so then I'll show you, I'm just going to use this deck as like a visual. Since it's here, it's, you know, so the guidebook is going to be, it's 82 pages, and it's just going to be in black and white, kind of like this book is. There is a picture of every card, just kind of like, I guess, kind of like this. Yeah. So there's a picture of every card, you know, here. And then underneath it is the quote that I got from every person who submitted a picture for my deck, because remember, it's a community deck, so not all of the pictures are mine. Some of them are my stepmom, some of them came from some of my best friends, and a bunch of them came from you guys. So I think there was like, it's like 20 or 30 of you had submitted it. Yeah, it was like 30 of you had submitted pictures. And then the other ones came from family, friends, and then a few of them from me. And so I asked every single person who submitted a picture, why did you like this picture so much? Like, what does it mean to you? What does this place mean to you? How does it make you feel? And so that's what's going to be underneath the card. And then I emailed everybody who like submitted stuff, and just for like making sure it says exactly what they want it to say, and that there's like no spelling errors or anything like that. And then I put like, you know, underneath the picture where in the world this place is, you know, so this is like Stonehenge in the UK, or, you know, this is Crystal Pier in Pacific Beach, San Diego, California. You know, so, you know, so it's like that. I have a little, I do have a Wally spread in there. So there's one spread. And then I have like some background, like where'd the inspiration for the deck come about, and like how to use it. What does it mean for me? Why did I do it the way I did it? Like with the flowers and the symbols, like what does that all mean? Why Wally? Like why? And there's two other cats in there. There's card number 13 has Herb, which is my boyfriend's old cat. And then card number 64 is Presley, which was our cat that passed away 4 years ago, because Wally's 4 years old. So he's card 64, and I say why he's on the 64th card, what that means in numerology. So that's the guidebook, and this is just all covered in flowers, white flowers. Again, Wally on the Earth is here, but I don't have any writing. So it doesn't say Wally's World on the guidebook cover, because I think you can figure out that it's a guidebook. I just wanted it to be a simple cover. And then the cards... The cards are in millimeters because in China they have to work in millimeters. So it's 91 millimeters by 129 millimeters, which is 3.5 by 5, which I think is a little bit smaller than this. Sherry Bug said, it's gonna be so nice. I'm so excited. And so the backs is a collage of my favorite stone, which is hemimorphite. So it's a beautiful blue. There's a red rose in the middle. Again, one of my roses from my front yard. And then it's going to be gilded edging, but like a matte gilded edging. The cards are going to be matte, actually, just like this. So nice and smooth. Actually, it's going to be about the same type of cardstock too. So I have like a pretty sturdy cardstock. Not too thick though, so you know, those of you that are riffle shufflers, that'll work. And so the cards aren't like super big, like not like this, so that people with smaller hands, I think, would be able to grasp the card and shuffle if they wanted to, you know, however they want to. And then on the front of the card, it has the border of my white flowers with the red roses in each corner, and then an orange rose on either side. Wally's hidden somewhere in the picture. And then I had to do a separation file for the front of the cards because foil is going on the front of the cards. So there's going to be a triangle here, triangle pointing up, which is fire, a triangle pointing down, which is water, and then there's two circles on either side, and those are going to be in gold foil. So it's going to have some shine to the cards themselves. Then card number 64 is going to have extra foil because Presley's in that one, and I have him outlined. So he's going to be outlined in gold because that little boy's in heaven now. So and I explain why I'm doing that and all the significance of that in the guidebook. So I sent all the freaking files off last night. So the zip file of all the cards, all the separation files, which by the way, I had to change the size of all the cards. I had to go back to all 64 cards and I had to change the size of each and every one of them to make them a little bit smaller, so it would be that 91 by 129 millimeters. Max said, wow, it's going to be very nice. I hope so. I want it to be like this is how I want a deck, you know. I'm so excited. And then let's see, I had to go back and adjust the borders a little bit so the symbols wouldn't get cut off in printing. What else did I have to do? Ooh, and I had to turn every single thing. So everything that I'm submitting for printing, so all box designs, covers, cards, I had to convert to CMYK, which is a special type of color for printing. So it shows like what things are out of its color range when it prints. So like it would print kind of funky, so I have to go back and I had to tweak every single thing that's gonna print. So that the color, like if they're too bright, I had to bring the colors down just a notch so that they could actually get printed, because in printing, colors do dull like just a little bit, unfortunately. You know, you can't always print super bright saturated colors. You have to like desaturate just a little bit. So so my roses are desaturated just a little bit, but not too much to really make a difference. So I had to, that's all the like computer techie Photoshoppy stuff. And so yeah, I sent off all of those files last night. Got an email this morning from a girl over that owns that print shop over there, and she's like, okay, so just confirm with me like which separation files go to which, confirm the size of your cards. I got all your images, they look great. And she was like, yeah, so just make sure that we have everything right, and then you have the type of foil that you want, because there's so many different types of gold foil, people. I didn't know there was like 50 shades of gold. So yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then she'll probably send me like a digital proof just so I can look over everything. Like, this is how it looks on their computers. And then we'll go ahead and do a print test run. And I'll see how that foil looks. And then, you know, if I have to like tweak anything, like let's try a lighter foil or let's try a darker foil. And then after that, I'm starting a Kickstarter, guys, because I need to kind of crowdfund this, because I have to buy a minimum of 550 decks, which is a lot of cash to like put down. Cash I don't think I quite have right now. So yeah, I want to crowdfund it, and we'll see where it goes. And if it doesn't get funded, well, then maybe it's just not meant to be right now. And I'm just like stoked to be able to make it. So I'm just like really happy about that. Like, I just want to hold it in my hands. Like, that's all I want to do. So yeah, so that's the big exciting news I wanted to share with you guys. I was like, I did a little like Instagram stories thing yesterday where I was like, it's done, hallelujah, hallelujah, like it's done, it's done, it's done. So yeah, I'm very excited. And on that note, I'm gonna have some tea. So yeah. Lemon ginger is good. Max said, that's fab, thanks for sharing. Yeah, so, you know, once I actually, like, I was gonna show you guys the images on the computer, but I don't know, trying to video the computer, like, just doesn't do it justice. Thanks, Sherry Bug. So once I maybe get the proofs, you know, and it's just like an image of everything, I'll probably maybe be able to show you guys the proofs. And then once I like have a test run of the deck, you know, I'm gonna show you guys the test run. Like, I'm so excited, and I'm so like stoked with everybody who like submitted pictures too. Like, there's just something special about it, because it's not images off the internet. It's not all my pictures. Like, it's full of so many other people's energy, and it's such a positive, good, like happy energy. Like, I can feel it coming through what I'm making on the computer, and I don't even have the physical deck in my hands, and it's like, I'm so happy. I'm just so happy right now. I have a runny nose and I don't care. I'm so happy. Okay, so I had some other stuff here to show you guys, but I just really felt like I needed to tell you guys, because you guys is my homies, and I want to share like awesome stuff with my homies. So okay, so since I like didn't want to get sick, and we did mention pendulums, every once in a while when I feel like something's out of whack on me, I have a little bag with like 7 of like traditional like chakras stones, so like the every stone that represents every color chakra, and I kind of lay them out, you know, as they would go from root chakra to crown, and I take my pendulum and I set the intention that we are looking at my chakras, and I do this with other people too. Like, if friends want me to do a little bit of healing on them, I will, but I'll like look into their different chakras. So I can do that in meditation, but sometimes I just want to use my pendulum. So so I set out all the stones, and then I'll put my pendulum over each one and be like, show me if my root chakra is like has an overabundance of energy, if it's a little sluggish, if it's more running in the positive or negative, you know, whatever my question may be. And I'll see how wide it swings. If it's swinging like crazy, I know that there's like, why is there so much energy coming out of this chakra? Or if it's got a little bit of like it's like, why is this one, it's still running in the positive, but why is it so sluggish? So I kind of like look into it that way. So I did that for all my chakras, and I saw like, well, of course, from heart, throat, and third eye, like this whole area was running in the negative, and that makes sense because you think sinuses, throat, my heart's like a little bit more skippy than usual lately. So I'm like, okay, so this all makes sense to me. So then I pulled out some stones that I could lay down with and place on myself. But sometimes if I feel like I don't have a lot of time to just kind of like lay around and put some stones on myself, I don't know if you guys use this, but I have a like a stuffed me. So like this is Brian always, or the dude always calls this like little me. So this is like little me. And sometimes I use a little me for like work on myself, because I truly believe like this is like a little representation of myself. And the dude actually bought this because he thought it looked like me, little me. So I would lay this on the bed, and I chose there we go, a pink calcite for heart, to kind of just set that right. I had a piece of blue kyanite for throat, so then I would put it on her throat. And I have a piece of dark blue lapis lazuli, and I put that like between her eyes on her forehead. And so I just set the intention that this is me. And I want these stones to affect these areas of my body. Yeah, and I always feel a lot better after that. So I don't know if you guys do that, if you like, want to play with your stuffed animals, like, oh, this teddy bear will represent me. But I don't know, you guys give it a try, at least, and see, how it works. Like, oh, sorry, little me. It's like, okay, well, I want to, I'm having trouble with my digestion. So maybe you want to look into your root and sacral chakras. So maybe put like a couple of stones here and just like give it a go and like, see what comes of it. But, I like using things to represent other things. So I like using like stuffed animals or something to like represent like me or somebody else, or, something like that. So yes, I wanted to show you guys that and those little stones I was working with. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and just like put those back on her, just for good measure. Yes. Okay. Oh. The dude and I went to the zoo the other day to kind of like walk around, and he bought me a kid's book because he keeps buying me all these sloths, because he calls me, his nickname for me is Sloth Slug, because he says I get ready so slow when we have to go somewhere. He's like, come on, my sloth slug. So he buys me like sloth stuffed animals, and like it's our running joke. So he got me a sloth like kids book. And it's called Go Go Sadie. Jezebel's like, oh, that's cute. Yes, so I'm Sloth Slug. So anyway, it's all about like a sloth entering its first ever like running race, and how by the time the sloth had finished, like everybody had gone home, and it was like the next day, and he had to wake his little mama up she had to wake her mama up at the finish line. It was like, Mom, I won. Or I finished. And it was like, that as long as you have friends to help you out, it doesn't matter how long something takes, all it is that you finish. Which actually it goes with today's card. You've got time. I just thought that was interesting. But I don't know if you guys have little kids, or maybe just like kids books. I think this is a really cute book. Yes, I did read it because it's cute. And like it talks about like where sloths are from, so it gives you a little bit of background at first. My name is Sadie, and I come from this country, and like these are my friends in the wild. Let's see. Where does it get to her race? Oh yes, this is where she's like, Mom, I'm gonna join the race. It talks about how sloths are constantly tired all the time because they conserve their energy. Jezebel loves kids' books and collects them. I have quite the collection of children's books myself. So she's so excited that her friend got her orange running shoes, because orange is her favorite color. And then Oh yes. Let's see. She goes into the race, and then, oh yes, it has a little bit of Spanish in there. And everybody leaves her in the dust because she's so slow, and everybody just takes off running. Um, and then it takes her like forever. Like you see the sun like going down by the time like she gets to the finish line. And then it started to rain, but like her bat friends came and like, you know, helped to keep her dry. And then yeah, and then she finishes, and her mommy is so proud of her. And then there's a little bit of coloring at the end. I don't know if I'm going to color the pages, but we'll see. You know, so yes, if you guys are interested in like, you know, kids books and you like sloths, Go Sadie by Bonnie Lady Lee. And at the Wild Animal Park, which is, or the San Diego Zoo and our Wild Animal Park, which are nonprofit organizations, the sales go to help different, like, you know, animal conservation. So, you know, anything that has a sloth on it goes to sloth animal conservation. So I think that's always awesome. Okay, I have a book, another book to show you guys. And I got this one like a week ago. And this is the illustrated signs and symbols source book A to Z. So this is not a like super comprehensive list of like every symbol like known to man. And I saw this on Jessie Huttenberg's channel here on YouTube. So if you don't know who she is, definitely go check her out. I love how she thinks. I love like how she talks, and I love what her point of view and what she has to say on things. And she was raving about this book, and I saw that I could get it used for a pretty good price on Amazon, because I think Amazon's like, when it comes to like used books, like they're the bomb diggity. Like you can get stuff for like $1, $10. This one was $16, and it's a huge book. But what I like, I keep turning to this page with the FERPA, and yes, I have a FERPA. So I'm like, is this a sign that I need to be using my FERPA more often? But we'll see. So it gives you like a little bit of information. Oh, you have a copy of this too, Solaria. This book is awesome. I obviously haven't gone through all of it, but I flipped through it, and I think it's great. I think it's a good starting point for places like, you know, when it talks about like how this symbol is connected to these other symbols, and this is a misconception about these symbols, like, oh, it does have, you know, I haven't even noticed that it has a tarot section yet. I haven't like got that far. Like the, what was it, the, let me go back so I don't like say something incorrect. Like the inverted cross for St. Peter, which, you know, sometimes, like back when I was like really young and like my mom was like taking me to church and stuff, some like in near where the priests stay, I forget what that's called, but I would sometimes see an inverted cross and I'd be like, what the deuce? Like, it's like the priests like into dabbling into some other things. And you know, in here it talks about that's the cross of St. Peter. It's an inverted cross. And although the misconception is that it has to deal with like, oh, hey, Wally. It has to deal with like Satanism or something like that, you know, worship of the devil. And it's like, and there's so many symbols where, you know, we think about them as one thing, but they really, you know, have origins that date back to this, and it really meant this, and, you know, but yet we use it this way, like, kind of like the, where is it? The Asclepius wand. Like this one is actually what they use for the medical profession, but a lot of people think of this when they think of the medical profession. And this is actually the caduceus, which is the wand for Mercury, you know, which hence the wings, you know, it means like swiftness and action. And here you have the double serpents, when here you have the single serpent, which stands for like rejuvenation, rebirth, shedding skin, you know, things like that. So you know, it's just really interesting. And obviously, you know, like Solaria said, there is a tarot section, and I haven't even gotten to that. There's a sacred geometry section. Like, what? Like, I'm like, I have so much to read before I go back to work. Ooh, I got a runes section, you know, if you were thinking about some runes. Yeah, this is just awesome. I have so many like reference books. Like I have mythology reference books, which was a gift from my dad back in the day when I used to write stories. And my dad wanted me to he got me a mythology book based on like the world's different worlds myths, because he thought that I could use some of their names, because he knows that I like to use like names with history, like in my stories that I used to write short stories. And so he thought that by giving me a myths book, I could use like some of the names from ancient myths and like put them in my stories. And I thought that was like really thoughtful. And like my dad is like he's a man's man, like a dude's dude. And like that was like so shocking. Like back when I was in college, I was like, you really like thought this through. Like this is pretty cool. It has stuff for nature. Hey Wally. Ooh. Heck yeah, we got an Egyptian section. Ooh. And I am wearing my Nefertiti, which is my second Nefertiti necklace. The first one got stolen when our house got broken into, so the dude had to make sure that I had my Nefertiti again. He's like, I just feel like you should have your Nefertiti necklace. Yeah. And then of course the section if you want to have any like further reading, you know, you want to dig into any of this. But I think this is like a good, so far what I've read, like jumping off point for signs and symbols, you know, like, Wally, what are you doing? Oh, he's killing his fish right now, but you know, if you wanted to like look into something, like you're like, that's interesting, you know, and the origins of that, that's interesting. You know, I think there's enough information in here where you could like start looking for more information elsewhere. And obviously it has like an extended reading section, you know, of sources that you could look at. So yes, so I highly recommend this book too. If you guys don't already have it, or maybe check it out at your local library if it's there. See if you dig it. I dig it. I dig it to the nines. Hey Rowley. Okay, so I wanted to do a spread with you guys today. So I don't know, should I ask, do you guys have your cards with you? Probably silly question. So if you, while I have some water and I'm gonna have some more tea, if you don't have your cards, maybe bust them out and then you can do like the spread along with me. Barnes & Noble tends to have several copies. Oh, well yeah, then definitely check out the B&N, especially if you have a membership card and you get your extra percentage off. So you can take out your tarot decks, your oracle decks, whatever cards you want to work with. You know this is my spread book for life, right? So I'm going to be pulling from the 365 tarot spreads for today's date. And this is by Sasha Graham, if you don't know. And those of you following Ethany's hashtag 31 Days of Tarot 2019, yesterday everybody posted their top 5 tarot books that they worked with in 2018. And since I had gotten this book, I think the year before, this one was not in my top 5 because I didn't like learn of it last year. It was like the year before. Sherry Bug, this is the book. You need this book. So yeah, so I'm doing one of those videos a day, and I did like the first like 5 videos all together, so I look exactly the same in all the videos, and that's because I filmed them all on the same day. And then today and tomorrow I'm gonna film all the videos for next week. Hey Wally. I'm gonna go back to the heated blankie. Okay, so let's look under today's date, which is the 5th. Solaria said, I want the 365 a book to trying not to buy tons this year though. You know, look for stuff used. So I always justify a lot of my purchases if they're used, or if I find them in like used bookstores. Yes, there's a Puma on the bed. It's like, ah! Somebody call animal control. There's a Puma in my house. And I bet you there's a panther outside my door. Okay, so let me have some more tea. Ooh, today's spread is called Bird's Eye View, and this is for January 5th. I have a feeling I said July. It's January. All right, homies. So here we go. If you have your cards with you, or maybe you can watch this on the replay and, you know, play along later. Or if you have this book, then just turn to page 12. Okay, on this day, National Bird Day is observed today. Dedicated to the admiration and preservation of birds, it also raises people's awareness for birds held in captivity. Unbound by human laws of nature, birds often represent a link between conscious and subconscious, heaven and earth, groundedness and possibility. Birds are universally understood as a symbol for soul, anima, freedom, or the world soul hidden in matter. The summation of the spread: muddled by decisions, confused by your path. Taking a bird's eye view offers a unique way to evaluate your life and choices. This helpful strategy asks you to float up and look at your life from a bird's perspective. This wide angle renders small things as they truly are insignificant and focuses on what is truly important in the grand scheme of life. Okay, birds are often seen as messengers, heralds of change, or spirits of the deceased. Their singing wakes us with the spirit of instinct, inner voice, and the beginning and end to our days. And then the card that they have for this representation is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles holds a fierce falcon on her delicately gloved hand. This falcon represents loyalty. Bird images in tarot represent the highest aspects of our being, taking flight and the ability to reach beyond our normal perceptions and boundaries. Okay, so here we go, casting our cards. And the deck I'm going to be using, Solaris said that card is stalking me this year. Okay, so I am posting my stalker card. I think today's prompt for Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot is the stalker card for 2018. Mine was the Fool. And once I started working on my Oracle deck, the card went away. I thought that was interesting. Okay, so I'm going to be using, this is actually, this pouch was given to me by my homegirl Steph out in Belgium, and these are also her cards. So she made a deck like herself, like she just found random images off the internet and printed them for herself, and it was her Tuga Tarot, and she made her Tuga Oracle, because we have our nicknames for each other. Like she's because the dude, when she was here this summer for like a couple of weeks, she you know, stayed at my house. The dude was like, wow, because he was like, let's get the two of you guys ready to go somewhere. And he was like, come on, sloth slug. And then by the time I was done, she wasn't quite done yet. And he says, you have finally found somebody who is slower than yourself. And she's like, I'm a tortuga. And so I call her my Tuga, and she calls me her Gonza for Speedy Gonzalez, because I eat food like faster than she can even sit down to eat. Like I'm kind of like a horse. Like when food gets put down in front of me, it's like, oh, horse came by and ate all my food. So yes, I'm her Gonza and she is my Tuga. So this is her Tuga Oracle, and it's just, you know, blank backing, but she found all these cards, like all these pictures off the internet, and she gave like phrases to them, and I really like how her oracle works. And I know she can't sell it because these are all like just pictures off the internet, but I think someday she needs to make her own deck too. Okay, so this is the deck that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using my Tuga Oracle, and let me just find a place to cast my cards. Okay. Shuffle your cards. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. While thinking about the question at hand, eyes closed, start throwing cards on the table in front of you. Look down like a god from above to discover which cards land upright and face you. Read these cards left to right to answer the bird's eye view spread questions. So here are the questions. There are 8 questions, so you guys are going to toss out 8 cards. So this is kind of fun. You guys kind of just get to toss some cards out. Literally card slinging. Number 1, what is my situation? Número 2, what didn't I see before? 3, how do I best see the overall view? 4, what becomes apparent when looking down from above? Number 5, where am I heading? And number 6, what is truly important? Number 7, what should I remember? And número 8, what is my message? Okay, so, everybody think of a situation that you would like a bird's eye view on. So I'm going to set this here so that I can see the questions. Okay, we're gonna shuffle, shuffle. You guys think of your questions if you have your cards. I'm gonna think about my situation. What is my situation do I want a bird's eye view on? Let's go work. Let's do career. Let's go working with the chitlins at the high school. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna toss 8 cards out. So here we go. Ooh, 2, 3. This is kind of fun throwing cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bam. Okay. I literally threw the cards. That was actually a lot of fun. Okay. Now let's put them in front of me so that they're 8. New Age, I'm going career, which is uncanny because the current Monet and Cosmos is lighting up career stuff right now. Interesting. Well, let's see what we get. Okay, so this will be my card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Okay, so question 1 was, what is my situation? So we're talking about career, what is my situation? And I'm talking about my teaching career. Ooh. Talk to your gods. Well, they kind of been talking to me this entire like winter break. And I know what direction they're pointing me, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And the message has been like, just complete the oracle deck. You need to I know that like I'm like maybe it's for like my soul growth or something, but there was something about this oracle deck. I don't know what it is, but I kept getting the message that I just need to finish it. Like I just need to complete it, and you need to get it printed. And I'm like, okay. But that's been like the overriding, like it's like the universe has been like, don't like forget about everything else and like worrying about this or that or how this is going to turn out. Like my gods and goddesses and like all the energies that I work with have just been like, your main focus should be this oracle deck, and that's it, and that's going to be your part, and then just wait for the awesomeness that happens after it. You know, it's like just don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about if your Kickstarter is going to fund. Don't worry about if it sells at all. Like don't worry you know, if it's, you know, just you make it the way you want it. Just do it like Nike says. And everything's going to be great. And I'm like, okay. Alrighty. So yes, when it comes to career, the gods have been talking to me. Okay, so maybe I'll do a little meditation check back in with them tonight. So that's very interesting. Okay, question 2. What didn't I see before? So when it comes to career, what didn't I see before? Emotional processing. Oh, there's like a Puma head right there. Emotional processing. That makes a lot of sense. Last school year, I mean, I've had a lot of difficult, like there have been difficult school years, but that last school year, I mean, like how many teachers develop a heart condition from like their school year, and it wasn't the kids. So there was a lot that I had to process and how I deal with things. And like how I view difficult people, like people that I feel attack me, my response to that. There was a lot of emotional processing that past school year, or 2018 to be exact. So that makes sense. So taking a bird's eye view of like all the stuff that happened in like 2018, it was like you needed to process how you deal with things because you're going to need this later on. So that was interesting. Okay, card number 3 Um, how do I best see the overall view? Okay, so how can I best see it? Work. So to get a good view of everything is just to throw myself into into my work. You know, I keep getting like, just do the best you can right now. Like, do what you can for kittens, weights, and tarot. Just keep doing you. Do your best. Do what you can, and you keep doing your best as a teacher. And awesome stuff is going to happen. So yes, throwing myself into work. I thought that was funny. I know, right? um, so then, number 4. What becomes apparent when looking down from above? What becomes apparent when looking down from above? That I'm getting nothing but yeses. Even when I see blockages, even when I think things aren't going my way, even when I think like, oh my God, this has nothing to do with my life's path. It's nothing but a bunch of like yeses. Like, I am following the path. I am doing everything that I'm supposed to, even when I can't see it when I'm down here. So, Solaria said, I shuffled my cards and all of my new moon and Capricorn cards still popped up. Whoa. That's weird. That's weird. Okay. Then we're going to question 5. Where am I heading? Let's see. Where am I heading? You are always home. I'm heading home. Okay. Maybe I will tell you guys what it says on the inside of the top cover of my box. Solaris says, if that's not a clue by 4, I don't know what is. I know, sometimes stuff is like right in our faces. We're like, okay. Okay. So, the reason that card is significant. Okay, so the inside cover of my box has a quote, and the quote is comes from the guidebook, so it's like from me. And it says, a healing journey is a journey home. And like that just like popped into my head and hasn't left me. And so that's been like, as I've made the deck, that's been the driving quote, is a healing journey is a journey home. And that's all I hear in my head. So for number 5, where am I heading? I'm heading home. So this whole thing has been a healing journey for me. Every rotten thing and every good thing that has happened thus far has been a healing journey. You are always home. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing all this and you guys just think I'm babbling on, but that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, number 6. What is truly important? Oh, arrange your space. What's truly important is to set everything up the way I want it. Everything is done with intention. Things aren't done haphazardly. Like with the deck, there was like there was a lot of things that were very tedious, and I was like, well, it would just be easier if I do this. And I was like, it would be easier, but would you be happy with it? Is that what you want to put out into the world? Like, no. Like, I want to put out exactly what I want. You know, when I well, I mean, the home's a little destroyed right now because of Christmas, but the home was clean. You know, but everything and every crystal I place somewhere, everything is there for a reason. So arrange your space, aka get your shiz done. Yes. And that is the most important thing. Do everything the way you want it to be done and get it done. Don't lax on it. Don't procrastinate on it. Just like, yeah. Arrange your space. Yes, aka get my shiz done. Another call out from the universe. Thank you. Number 2, 4, 6. Number 7. What should I remember? Abundance. So I need to remember that I am abundant at all times. Abundance, it doesn't always come in the form of money. Um, and abundance came up when I pulled a card yesterday from the Divine Feminine. And I was like, okay, I literally just sent off all the images for my deck. What do you guys have to say? Like, like what? I'm done. Like, what? And Lakshmi came up, and Lakshmi was like, remember that you're abundant no matter what. You know, abundance isn't always cash money. And so I was like, ah. And then I just got my Witch's Moon box yesterday, which, by the way, it's all Egyptian. It's, my soul is in that box. And you know, they always give you a card, you know, from like a deck, and it's like picked for you. You know, they kind of meditate on it and they throw it in your box. And my card, it was from Ethany's like magic and manifestation, or you know, her deck. And it was like, you are abundant, you are abundance. Like, I got the abundance card. So like, to get abundance again, Solaria got hers yesterday. Oh my God, isn't that box freaking awesome? Like, and I can't play with it yet, because I always do like a review of the box, and then I get to play with everything. So I'm like, oh. Yeah, so what I should always remember is, no matter what, I am abundant. You know, no matter what venture I'm going into, what I want to do, what do I want to accomplish, is to always remember, at the heart of everything, I'm already abundant. So, and that's true. I mean, if I look at, you know, I always like to go back to the perspective of like 18-year-old me. Which that's going back like almost, it's like 20 years now. Wow. If we go back to 18-year-old me, if 18-year-old me came to my house and got to look at my life, do you know how stoked 18-year-old me would be? 18-year-old me would be like, holy cow, girl, like, you're rich. And to me now, I'm like, I'm not rich, you know, but, you know, to 18-year-old me, who came from nothing, who came from like the hood in Chula Vista, like, you know, not ever having anything, nothing new, like always everything, you know, handed down, and like not always like a ton of food and stuff like that. Like, to have a pantry that's like full of like food, a fridge that is bursting with food. Like, I have like two animals. I have a puma and a panther. You know, I have a loving dude. I have not one but two cars. Like, I have like this beautiful house. I have a beautiful garden. I have so many awesome friends who, if I need them, they're here at like the drop of a hat. If they need me, I'm there for them. Like, you know, I pay my bills, and it doesn't, it's not like it was before. It used to be for me, where it was so emotional having to pay bills and being like, I hope that I don't get like an overdraft charge, you know, in my checking account, because I don't know if I can like pay all of them. Like, yeah, to just kind of look around, 18-year-old me would be pretty freaking stoked. So I need to remember that I'm always abundant. Max said, where you come from shape you in the kind of soul you are today. Yeah, I believe that too. You know, like how I tend to like go back and think like, how would I have been different if I had like a childhood where I got to have the newest of things all the time? If like I had a mom and dad who totally supported me in everything, like if I had more loving people around me, like if I lived in a better neighborhood where you weren't like afraid of like getting robbed and stuff, like how would I have been different? I probably would be a completely different person. I probably wouldn't even be sitting here with you guys. Like, so I probably had to grow up the way I had to grow up to be who I am now. So it's again that all like, it's all connected. Solaria said, yes, I posted a video opening it with my mom and husband making commentary in the background. Oh my God, I need to go check that out. So yes, so the abundance thing has been coming up quite a lot, and it's making me do a lot of reflection, which is good. Okay, our very last card, folks, is what is my message? What is my message? The path. My message is I am on the path. You know, never to question whether or not I'm on the path. Every choice I make, I'm still on my path. There is no deviating from my path because I need to make the choices I need to make, and that is my path. So, yeah. Wow. That was a much deeper spread than I thought it would be. Wow. I like it. I dig it. So I don't know if you guys got to sling some cards along with me on that one, but I think that was a lot of fun. Okay. Where are we? 75 minutes. Okay, well, and I think it's supposed to start raining soon, which is good for the yard. I'm really stoked about that. And you know what's ravaging my yard? Gophers. And by the way, our backyard, like we're trying to keep it all dirt. I mean, I have like my garden and everything that's like in the raised beds and stuff like that, but we're trying to keep it dirt because eventually we're going to do something with the backyard, like make pathways. I want it to be kind of like a zen, like meditation place. And like maybe do more raised beds and things like that. And our neighbors on both sides like do all they can to have green, lush lawns. And every time it rains, that backyard turns into a green, lush lawn. And we're not even trying. In fact, we yank up all that grass like every single time. And now it's like lush green grass, and it's also like full of like gopher mounds like everywhere. And the gophers even got into the raised beds. Like they're coming up like through the raised beds, like through everything. I don't know. And there's like rocks everywhere. I swear they're like Bob the Builder, like gophers. And so sometimes I sit and think like, what is Gopher's message? Because Gopher came in for like a little while in 2018, and then they left for like a long time. And then just in December, like it went like gopher crazy just in my yard, like nobody else's yard. I mean, people across the street had gophers, but I think their gophers came over and decided our place was a lot more fun. So they had little gopher families, and now they're, yes, they are industrious. So sometimes I sit and think, I'm like, okay, gopher, you are totally destroying my yard. I mean, but you're not eating anything, so they're not killing my plants, but they are making mounds everywhere, which is but which I'm thankful. Like, thank you, gophers, for not eating all my plants, which they're not. I mean, the bamboo's not dying. My avocado trees, one avocado tree is, but like everything is okay. But I'm like, what is your message? All you're doing is just digging up nothing. Like there's nothing. I mean, there's grass that keeps growing, even though we don't want grass in our yard, but yet we have the most lush lawn on the block, and like we totally don't want a lush lawn. Everybody else is spending like thousands of dollars on keeping their lawns green, and they can't, and yet we don't want one and we have one. So I'm like, what message is that? Like, I don't want a green lawn, yet I have a green lawn. And the gophers aren't killing anything. They're just digging up my yard. Like, what, why are you guys hanging out with me? Like, it's like, this is the place to party or what? Solarius is smart, communicative. Yeah, they communicate. I mean, I guess they're turning my soil for me, so I guess that's good. Sherrybug, we have to kill them here. They dig holes so that the horses can step in and break a leg. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we do have like gopher poison here, and you kind of have to do it for like there's a fresh mound. But they're making all these mounds, but not a lot of holes lately, which is weird because I have been stepping in holes and like falling over, and I can see how that could be really dangerous for a horse, because a horse with a broken leg, I mean, unfortunately most people have to put the horse down. So I don't know, I'm just like, you homies need to go dig up somebody else's yard. But yeah, so and I know, like, my boyfriend's like, he puts the gopher poison down there sometimes, and I know that we have to, like, you know, keep the gopher population down from like spreading into neighbors and things like that. So I know, like, just kind of like killing them to like, but I'm like, I don't want to kill things. Like, and so I just ask for more hawks because we have a lot of Cooper's hawks. And I'm like, come on, hawks. And we have owls too. So I'm like, hawks and owls, you need to do what the circle of life needs to do, like for me. I don't want to kill them. Like you guys look hungry. You go do what you need to do. So I've been calling in like the hawks to my yard, and they do. I hear there are more hawks in my yard, so I think they're trying to help out. So it's like, just do the circle of life, you know. And I have heard an owl at night every now and then. So I mean, they go do what nature needs to do, and maybe they'll help get rid of my problem. Okay, so lesser of two evils. Yes, more hawks would be good. Yes, bring in more hawks, please. Although the hawks then, because the Cooper hawks, they're kind of cannibals, so the more hawks we've had in the neighborhood, the less like little birds, because they prey after other birds. They're cannibals. So I'm like, okay. Once you've done your business with the gophers, you should move on. Move on, hawks. Stop eating the little birdies in the area. And you know what we've had a lot lately? We already have a lot of coyotes and deer and things like that because we're right by a preserve, a reservoir. Sherbix, the last winter I had a squirrel tuck black walnuts in my truck engine. Oh, that was really kind of the squirrel. um, but the coyotes in our neighborhood have gotten. It's probably due to like development and stuff. Like we're infringing on their land, even though like the preserve and everything, like they can't build anything on it. Like that whole reservoir, like people aren't allowed to go there, and only certain times of the year are people with certain licenses allowed to fish in the reservoir. Otherwise, they don't want it contaminated. You know, they want nature to just do what nature does without like us nearby. So but the coyotes have been coming into our neighborhoods, and I don't know if you guys have like the Ring doorbells, you know, the doorbells that people ring and it like records, you know, people. So, and a lot of people use them, you know, because they get packages dropped off at their front door, and it's like to make sure people aren't like stealing your stuff. Although that doesn't really happen on my hill because my hill's a little too steep for robbers. We did get broken into once, but actually I think that was a different thing because that was a weird thing because they stole my one box of jewelry. They went through all the money, left all the money. They left my boyfriend has a few guns in the house. They left the guns. I mean, they couldn't find the ammo, but they left the guns. They left all the money. They left like things that were like the television, electronics. They left all of that stuff and like just took off with my costume jewelry. Like it was apparent that it was costume jewelry. And so what the cops thought, it was just a couple of kids, you know, because school had just gotten out, and like that was probably the first time they've ever stolen anything. So like I got the feeling that we didn't actually have like robbers in the area. So actually it was weird because I like was okay with the robbery as long as like Wally was okay, because we found him. He was hiding next door because they left the door open. He gotten out, and it's like it was like okay. I was like, oh well, you know, it was just my jewelry. Like, you know, Wally's okay. The house is okay. Like, no big deal. Like I really wasn't that broken up about it, and I didn't feel like unsafe in my neighborhood, and it's still a very safe neighborhood. We're still at the top of a very steep hill, but we now have our coyote friends, and the coyote friends are setting off the Ring doorbells. Like they're literally hanging out on people's in front of their front doors, yipping like you know, like those coyotes do. So everybody's like, you know, we have a neighborhood app where everybody warns everybody, hey, coyotes are on the street. If you have cats or dogs, please put them in your house. I mean, which people I don't think should have their, I mean, just in my opinion, I know some people let their cats out and their cats come back at night. And that might be fine for some neighborhoods, but we have like so much wildlife here. We have sometimes mountain lions. I just don't think it's safe for cats, like domesticated cats, to go out roaming the neighborhood with like such predators out there. So like it's like everybody like keeping your cats and like small dogs. because well, I've brought in the hawks, and now we have coyotes that are like walking up to people's front doors like, ding dong, gotten anything to eat? So yeah, we got coyotes too. So we got gophers, and we have a plethora of coyotes as of late, and hawks. It's a good time over here. Okay, for this last part of the live chat, I want to, let's see, there's about 8 people in here. I'm gonna pull a card for you guys, so let me have some more tea. Alrighty. And I have my stones with me. I have my awesome quartz point stone. And this one was really calling to be here with you guys. Soon you'll see coyotes wearing your jewelry. I know, right? It was probably the coyotes, I bet you. Those tricksters. Anyway, I said, finally, the Amazon came. Yay! Okay. Oh, and then this awesome piece of jade, which actually this is from the moon box. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of raw jade. So I felt like having these two to help me with your guys' card pulls today. And going on with the Egyptian theme, I'm going to use my Journey into Egypt tarot, which rarely gets busted out because it's a special, a special deck, and I don't want to wear it out. That. Okay, so if you guys would like for me to pull you a card, what I do here, I kind of read it sort of like Rider-Waite-Smith, but it isn't. I read it more like Oracle-y, Rider-Waite-Smithy. It is an uber special deck, so you guys should feel pretty darn special right now. So yeah, I will be more than happy. Yes, it had a very, very special price tag, which is maybe why I don't bust it out that often. I'm like, please don't fray the edges. Okay. Let me know if you guys would like me to pull you a card. And then after this, I'll do a little healing for you guys. I will work on this nose of mine. Actually, let me just attend to my nostrils. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna give them a good I don't like riffle shuffle, but I let them like fall, if that makes sense. I let them like fall together instead of like pressing them and curving them together. I like to do that with bigger decks, so that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so who do we have? Oh, Solaria would like a card, so no problem. Solaria, was it you that was getting all the Capricorn moons? If you get the moon in Capricorn, I'm gonna laugh. Because and the reason I say that is because it does have oh, Max, and yes, it does have the like different things underneath. So this isn't your card, Solaria, but I'm just pointing out, like this one says Fire West, and some of the cards do have the moon phases on it. Like this one, 8 of Cups is the third 10 days of the full moon cycle in Sagittarius. You know, so, you know, if you're, you know, also into astrology, and although, you know, a lot of people already do connect astrology, you know, with the tarot, because you can obviously do it like that. There's so much symbolism and everything going on in there. You can kind of read however you wish. All right, so Solaria, I'm just shuffling the deck for you. I think that's your card. Let's see what that was. Oh, that's beautiful. Solaria, Soul, Sun. You got the Sun card, and it says the winter solstice. Okay, Sherry Bug would also like one. Just keeping a mental note, you guys. Okay, so Solaria Willow's like, that's beautiful. Okay, so let me see what I am getting. I'm gonna do like kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, here comes the sun. Do 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 do. Here comes the sun. Let me see what I'm getting mentally first, and then I'll go with the card. Okay, Solaria. Do you know what song started playing in my head? That's so weird because I love music, so I like when your guys' soundtracks start playing. Um, I remember, you remember back in the 90s, Fat Boy Slim? Um, the song Right About Now, Funk Soul Brother, check it out now. Funk Soul Brother. Okay, yeah, so, and it has like, what's his name? Like in the video, it had a Christopher Walken. Yeah. And he's like doing all this crazy stuff. Okay, I don't know how that connects, but here we go. Yeah, so I got Fat Boy Slim playing in my head right about now. Funk Soul Brother. Okay, so maybe at the winter solstice, which was like what, the 21st of December, somewhere towards the end of 2018, and now that we are 5 days into 2019, and you said that that is like one of your fave songs. I'm seeing like, don't get weighed down by some things, like you're like, they don't go your way, like, oh man, that's a bummer, that's a bummer. In the grand scheme of how this year is going to play out for you, I'm seeing a lot of good things, a lot of things blossoming. It's almost as if you're walking on a pathway of gold. So I'm seeing a lot of good stuff for you. So whether you're working on something right now, or it's just a feeling that you have, like, I'm really excited, but I don't want to get too excited because, like, every time I get excited about something, something bad happens. It's like, don't have that mindset. And sometimes I know some of us have that mindset. It's like, don't have that mindset. If you are excited, like, be excited and show how excited you are and your expression for just where you are in your life right now. So yeah, with the sun, I'm seeing like a really good 2019, at least so far as in, we're here in January. I'm seeing just nothing but positivity and a lot of dancing and a lot of happiness. So not to say that there won't be some down times, but I think that your up times are going to outweigh the bad times, and don't focus on the negative. We tend to think things aren't that great because we focus so much on the negative, and then when we look at the positive, we're like, holy crap, there was actually a lot of good positive things. So maybe it would help to keep like a gratitude jar, or every time something awesome happens, just write it down and put it in the jar, and then at the end of the year, like, look at all the awesome things that happen. I am learning to let go of old hobbies that no longer serve, as we work towards getting a house, and we keep trying, but something has come up for the last 3 years that makes me smile. It gives me hope. Well, good, good. I'm so excited for you then. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Maybe it doesn't turn out the way you want it to, but it will turn out awesome, and you will be pleased with how things turn out. That's all I can say. Things don't always go how we want, but sometimes it not going our way goes like even better. Okay, let me look at who is next. I don't know, New Age, if you got who is next, but I can always scroll. Oh, I think it was Max. Oh, Max said Sherry was before. Okay, so Sherry Bug was next. All right. Excelente. So while I'm shuffling Sherry Bug, let's see if you have a soundtrack or something pops up. Let's see. And actually on that, I'm going to have some more tea. Okay, Sherry Bug. I don't know if you know this Queen song. By the way, I love Queen. Queen starts playing I want it all, I want it all, and I want it now. I don't know if you know that song, but I like that song. I think that is a rockin' song. I want it all, I want it all, I want it now. Okay, so I'm just shuffling your cards. Okay, so that's the song that's playing for you. OMG, yes. Okay, so that's the song that's playing while your cards are shuffling. And I'm just rocking out to the music that's in my head, and the dude always makes fun of me, and he's like, "Are you rocking out to no music playing?" I was like, "There's music in my head." There is. Okay, one more, and then we'll do a top shuffle. Okay, here we go, Sherry Bug. Okay, 2 cards fell. I kind of feel like both your cards are yours. Okay. 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 You have the 9 of Cups and the freaking Chariot. Which, you know what just popped in my head? Kainat, Bokari, how are you? So, okay, Sherry Bug. You know how you were talking about your horses, and I was like, oh, and then I thought like chariot horses. Okay, so here we have the Chariot, which is the full moon cycle of Leo. 9 of Cups, which is the second 10 days of the full moon cycle in Sagittarius. Okay, so Sherry Bug, I don't know if okay, you know, I obviously you have horses. We all know this. But is there something coming up for your horses? Like I don't know if you put them in like shows or like I don't know, what's that thing when they do courses, like obstacle courses? I don't know. But is there something happening soon for your horses? Like they don't just like chill on like your horse ranch. Like is there like something coming up for them? It's like with the Chariot and the I want it all, I want it now. Like I see like these horses like 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 driving forward, like they are so excited to do whatever it is that they are going to do. And I do see them succeeding at whatever it is that they are going to do with the 9 of Cups, and you being pretty happy with that. So yeah, so yeah, whatever it is that's coming up for your horses, um, with this freaking Chariot and moving forward, yeah, as I see, yeah. So anyway, that's interesting. So both you and the horses will be rather pleased. Interesting, interesting. Kind of not, oh, so kind of we're all just kind of in line for kind of like a general reading right now. So nobody's really like posed questions. It's just like I'm just like generally pulling like a card for everyone, just like what's going on in the energy right now. I do like individual like personalized readings, and you can check out my website kittensweightsandtarot.com. But yeah, Sherry Bug, let me know if that makes sense, because I don't know. I really, really get something that it's about your horses. It's about you too, but it's like more your horses. So yeah, she said it makes sense. So yeah, whatever they're doing, they're excited about whatever it is that's coming up for them. And they have like a really awesome song playing with them, and then maybe that's the song they think of. I don't know. Okay, so I think Max was next. I think. Right after Sherry Bug D. So, yes, okay, so Mad Max is next, all right. Just having some tea. Man, having these 2 stones together, I think they really work. Yes, so Kayana, there is a list. So just I think that you put it out there that you want a reading. So the homegirl that manages my channel, New Age, she puts everybody on the list. So she just kind of lets me know who's next. New Age, you've been talking with my friends. Okay, so Max. Okay, Max, do you know? Okay, you didn't have a song, but I saw a piece of a movie. I don't know. Have you seen Thelma and Louise? Okay, so it's the like last part where they're like Thelma and Louise, they're in the car, top down, they're being chased, and they're like at that like decision point, like do we go and just like freaking drive the car off the cliff? Oh no, over the cliff. Yes. So it's like it's that, like hands together, like, but they're excited about it. They're going out like with a bang, I guess. But I don't see this as like what I'm seeing is like bad, like, oh my god, people drove off a cliff. It's more like, heck yeah, like they're badasses. Okay, here we go. Yes, all right. Okay, so Thelma and Louise, couple of badass ladies getting ready to drive their car off a cliff to evade the authorities because they will not get captured and they cannot be tamed. Okay. I guess goes with your Mad Maxness. Okay, so let's see a card. I like how cards just fly out of this deck. It is a very special deck indeed. Okay, so your card flew out. All right. Okay, that makes sense then, what I saw. No taming. Okay, so you have the Eight of Cups. That is a beautiful, beautiful moon, by the way. It says third 10 days of the full moon cycle in Sagittarius. Okay, so Max, what I'm getting for you, as we know, like in tarot, Eight of Cups is you leaving something behind. And me seeing Thelma and Louise, they're literally leaving the authorities behind. They're like taking life into their own hands, literally, and driving their car off the cliff because it's what they want. It's what they want to do. And they won't be told what to do. They won't be, made to do anything that they don't want to do. So I feel for you with Eight of Cups, you've been feeling like, and Cups is all about feeling. Yes, old habits. Oh no, Max, what you did. um, I I feel, yeah. So you said old habits. So yeah, that you want to leave something behind, but I think you've been like hesitating, maybe almost like looking for permission from like other people because like you said, habits, maybe there's other people that are like in those habits with you, and it's more like you don't want to make them feel left out because like, oh, I don't do this anymore. So I think that what the universe is trying to tell you, you are your own person. You're the trailblazer. You don't have to worry that somebody's gonna feel left out and whatnot because there are so many other things that you do with these people that if your only connection is this one thing, maybe you guys didn't have a strong enough bond to begin with. Like, let's say if I had a friend and our only connection was that we go shopping together. If the only thing we do and we don't bond in any other way other than going shopping and spending money, like that's not a true like friendship bond, and if we don't go shopping together and there's nothing for us to do or talk about, then that's like, then maybe we weren't like homies to begin with. We were just kind of keeping each other company when we went shopping. So don't worry about that. You go do you. If you want to go, please don't drive your car off a cliff. So if you want to go leave a habit behind, and you fear leaving certain friendships behind because you don't do that habit anymore, don't worry, because people who are your true friends will still be your friends no matter what. So Yes, spot on. And old friends, and I'm changing. I feel more like the hermit. Yes, so yeah, no driving your car off a cliff, but um, if you want to go be the hermit, your friends who are your friends will still be your friends, whether you're a hermit or you're the friggin' leading the parade, um, and then people, if they're not with you anymore, they weren't true homies to begin with, which is harsh to say because we always feel bad, but it's something we all have to do. Okay, so after Mad Max, who did we have? My butt bones. I'm gonna have some more tea. Thank you. That sounds good. And yeah, and yes, being the life of the party there. Awesome. Okay. Let me see. That was it. Quiet in the trenches today. Oh, I think Kayanat wanted one. Okay, so Kainat, so all I do for my general readings is I sit real quick, I try to connect to your energy, and whatever pops into my head, whether it's a scene from a movie, it's a song, like it's I don't know, I get messages in really weird ways. And then whatever I hear or see or feel or whatever, I connect to whatever card I pull, and that just helps to give me like a more well-rounded message. So here we go for you. Okay, Kayanat. So what I saw in my head, it could be because I'm working with an Egyptian deck, but so I had Anubis, which is the jackal-headed god, staring me straight in the face. But more is like not like Anubis. Well, maybe it could have been the actual god, but it was more like a person with the Anubis mask, as if they were getting ready to do like preparation for a burial, mummification. Um, and the first thing I thought in my face, or thought in my face, thought in my head was, I'm staring death in the face. Although I know that Anubis himself is not death, but that's just kind of what popped into my head, staring at Anubis, the jackal-headed goddess. Like, I see like somebody getting prepared for burial in the background, and I just feel like I'm staring death in the face. So that's kind of heavy. So let's see what your card is. And Wazi showed up. Hi everyone, I got a bit late, no problem. Hope everyone is doing great and wishing you all a great year in 2019. Yes, you too as well. New Age said Anubis is rad. Kayanat said, wow, I know. I'm like, let's see how that connects to the card. But it was just like, I don't know. I like Anubis too. Okay, this is your card. Okay, all right. Okay, so, no, Kainat, don't be scared. Wazi said, oh, using the journey into Egypt. I am. You guys are special today. Okay, so you have the tower midway between autumnal equinox and the winter solstice. So it's that changeover. So, when, well, I mean, we're already into winter, but on this card, it's talking about the changeover when we're leaving the autumn, the fall, and we're going into the dead of winter. Dead of winter. Which makes sense if I'm staring death in the face. And okay, I'm putting all this together now. Okay. This is, by the way, I'm not talking about physical death. I hope you don't think I'm talking about that. And usually when I pull the tower, people's like, so scary. It's not scary. Everybody has to have tower moments in their life if we're ever going to make any changes, if we're ever to renew and become better people and learn lessons to go on and do cooler, more exciting things. If we don't have tower moments, I should say, then We don't we don't go on and be who we are. In fact, I was just talking about that earlier before you popped on. If I didn't have all the tower moments of my childhood and my youth, I would not be who I am right now. So, okay. Um, Okay, so as we think of the changing of the seasons, we have winter and then we go into spring and then we go into summer, and there's that in between spring and summer. And then from summer, we go back into like the fall, the autumn, and then we go back into winter, and everything is a cycle. Everything just goes around and around. And maybe, like for me, I'm not a person that likes winter because I'm a summer baby. And so maybe I get the blues during winter, but it's okay because I know that winter doesn't last forever. So, whatever is going on in your life right now, and me thinking of staring Anubis in the face with I'm staring death in the face, there may be some scary things that you don't know the outcome of. And maybe the universe doesn't want you to know the outcome quite yet because there's lessons to be learned. Just know that whatever you're going through, whatever you're feeling, is not forever. Nothing is forever. Things only stay the way they are when you refuse to change, and things like that. So, whatever is going on in your life right now, no, it's not going to last forever as long as you're willing to just roll with it. Maybe it sucks. And we've all been through some sucky things like 2018. Hello. We've all been through the trenches. But roll through it, because what comes out the other end is going into your spring, your renewal, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spring, the blooming of the flowers, new and beautiful experiences. So, what the message I got with staring death in the face, don't be afraid to stare death in the face, which is a metaphor. Don't be afraid to stare your fears in the face. Don't be afraid to look at what you're afraid of, be it new experiences, saying certain things to certain people. Don't be afraid, just roll with it, and, next time something like that comes up for you, it'll be a lot less scary because you know that you've already done it before. And that's where our learning and our growth comes from. So, stare death in the face, stare your fears in the face, allow your tower moment to come, because after winter comes spring. Kayanat said, powerful message for me, personal. Thank you. You're very welcome. And I always thank everybody for allowing me to, kind of tap into your energies and read for you guys. I know that it's a lot of stuff is very personal for you guys, and I feel very honored to be able to do that. And for you guys to allow me to do that. Okay, so Wazi, did you want me to pull you a card, or are we just getting ready for some healing? Never been in a serious relationship before, but I'm talking to this girl and I'm scared to make a move. So yeah, well, I think the universe says, do it. Make your move. Because, okay, here we think about it. If you're scared to talk to this person, think of the worst case scenario. You talk to this person and it doesn't work out. And then maybe that wasn't meant to be your person, as much as you want inside that to be your person. And then there's the other option. You talk to this person and cool things happen. You only have really two outcomes. Cool things happen, or it ends up not being the person that you need right this second. So, although it could feel like life or death, like really scary, like you're scary, like staring death in the face, like, I don't know, I want to talk to this person. But just do it. And then, let's say it doesn't work out. Then at least you got it done. You know what it feels like to talk to, these people. So you feel maybe a little less nervous talking to somebody else next time. Yes. So the more you do that, which for you this would be more tower-like, the more you just put yourself out there, the easier it gets. And this is like coming from somebody who like thought the world was coming to an end whenever I had to stand up for myself or like confront people on things. I'd be like, oh my God, because I don't want to make them mad. I don't want to. And now like it's still like makes my stomach turn, but it's a lot easier for me to tell people how it is and like what I be feeling. So yes, so all I can say is it'll the more you do things like this, the easier it will be for you. And one day, through doing this, you will meet your one and only, your soulmate. Okay, Wazzy, let's go. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna tap into Wazzy's energy just while I do the cards here. And actually, I'm gonna plug. You are very welcome, Kainat. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, by the way. Kiki, how are you? Well, I could pull a card for you, I guess, after Wazzy. I'm just plugging my phone in right now because it's on low battery. Okay, so okay, so Wazzy, yours was really interesting too. Okay, so for the last one, okay, so the first two people, I was like hearing music, and then I saw piece of a movie. Then I got to see Anubis, and then for you, this time I'm staring a white bunny rabbit in its red eyes. You know, bunny's got red eyes, but it's cute. But yeah, it's the bunny wasn't scared. It wasn't running off. It was like I was just maintaining eye contact with this bunny, and it was like it was really trying to tell me something through its eyes, and was just kind of staring at me. So okay, so that's just kind of what I saw. Yes, thank you, New Age. I still have my year ahead reading, so if you guys want to check out my Etsy shop, I have my year ahead reading on there. Okay, Wazzy, that was your card. Again, it flew out. I love the unicorn behind you. That's Flurpy. A gift from the dude. Okay, so I was staring a bunny rabbit in the face for you. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so Wazzy, we got Judgment. And at the bottom it says the autumnal equinox. So autumnal, so autumn is like when we start like saving, putting things away, like, you know, reaping what we have sown, you know, earlier, changing of colors. It's interesting because we associate bunny rabbits with spring. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm getting for you. So this being the autumnal equinox, you know, when we're now starting to save and put away things, you know, as we get ready for the impending winter. And staring at a bunny rabbit, which is spring, I'm getting that there's something that you've been working on that has been going well. It has been flourishing. Maybe this is something that you were doing, you know, like in 2017, 2018, like you've been working on this for a while. And like you really like want to go do more with this, and like it's like we want to go full steam ahead. But what I'm getting a message for you right now, to just wait just a little bit. You'll know when the time is right to like really go full steam ahead, but now is really not the time. Now is to just kind of ride what you have been doing, just to kind of coast along a little bit, and like yeah, I'm just seeing like conserve your energy, and just like not to put everything out. I don't know if this is making sense for you. Not to put everything out there right now. Wazzy said, yes, preparing many projects. I got the patience card for 3 months. Yes, so it's just, you got this like bunny rabbit energy. You have this spring energy of like, I want to go, 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 go. It's just now is not the time. Just kind of like conserve, just bring it all in. Just like let the projects that you have been doing, let them just ride a little bit longer. And then, because I think there, because I thought of like winter, that there is some things that are coming this year that you're going to have all this stuff kind of reined in so that you can weather that winter. Not physical winter, but you know, because if you have, like you said, you want to do all these projects, if you have everything out and you've stretched yourself out, and something comes that was unexpected that really hurts all these projects, it doesn't give them a fair chance, because then it's like it really kind of craps on all these projects that you want to do. So if you kind of just like, keep fine tuning them and kind of keep it to yourself for a little while, then when that thing happens, and it will this year, and I'm not trying to be scary like something bad's happening, I'm just saying something that would not be beneficial to your projects happens, then afterwards it would be okay to start putting that stuff out there. So I'm just saying. You do what you want to do, but the universe is just like, hold it in just a little bit more. Yeah, keep me in a cage. Well, I mean, like maybe it's a bigger cage, but okay. I think somebody else had popped in. Oh, it was Kiki Stooks. Da, da, da. Okay, so I think Kiki then will be our last person if Kiki is still in here. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I had a friend named Kiki, and that's how she spelled her name. So, okay. Oh, my friend Kiki. She was so pretty. She was okay, she's African American, but she has like the greenest eyes. Like I always thought she was like a supermodel, and like she's had a couple of kids now, and her kids are just the cutest. Okay, so what I do, Kiki, is I just kind of like sit, get some mental images or hear some things. I say what they are, and then I connect it with the card that I pull for a more well-rounded reading. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna have some tea on that note. It's the last of the tea. You get the last of the tea. By now it's iced tea. Okay. Okay. So Kiki, what I was getting for you, I saw what seemed like a very angry teenager. Well, it seemed like an angry teenager, like behind the wheel of a car and just wanting to let out her aggressions, just like stomping on the gas pedal, just like, I just kept seeing the foot go down, like pedal to the metal, just like taking the aggressions out on this poor car. Okay, so it's probably a metaphor for some things, though. Okay, so I'm going to take that. So aggression, just wanting to go fast, pedal to the metal. Okay, so let's see how that goes with your card. Okay, so we have angsty teen, pedal to the metal, pedal to the floor. If I put my truck's pedal to the floor, it'll think about going fast someday. Okay, so here we go. Just wanted to give them a good shuffle. Okay, Kiki, that was your card that just flew out. And your card is the Drowned Man, which is the Hanged Man. So here we have the summer solstice. Ooh, and the summer solstice here, it is hot, let me tell you, here in El Cajon. Well, El Cajon, Spring Valley, it is hot here. So So summer solstice, you guys have a lot of solstices, by the way. Oh, you're a Gemini too. Hello, Gemini sisters. High five. So, okay. Okay, so I got at first the angsty teen, right? Pedal to the floor, just like, like I just want to get out of here. Yeah, it's like I want to get out of here feeling. And the drowned man, which stands for the hanged man. The hanged man is when you want to keep yourself still and you want to look at things from another perspective. So, this could be you or this could be somebody very close to you, is very just wants to get out of this situation, like like I just want to leave like all of these people behind, like I don't want to deal with this anymore, like I just want to get out. That whole like angsty, I want to get out of the house, I want to, I just want to drive my car and I don't care where I'm going, I'm just gonna go that way really fast. I'm gonna go that way really fast and I don't care where it takes me, I just want to go, I just want to get out of here. So there could be a situation, either I said like yourself or somebody very close to you, because I'm getting it muddled, like it's you or somebody like really 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 close to you, just wants to go. They just want to get out of, it's so uncomfortable, the situation that they're in. Like, I just want to get out of here. That with the drowned man card, the hangman card, it's like, okay, whoa, 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 like hold your horses. Before you go running for the hills or driving your car as fast as you can in the opposite direction, kind of just take a step back and try to look at it from, kind of like the spread that we did earlier called the bird's eye view. Try to look as if you were looking down on all, and you didn't have any special connection to the situation. You didn't know who these people were, and you're just looking down on them, and try to put everything into perspective. Like this person being really angry over here, actually they look kind of funny from up here, so it's like when you're removing your emotions and you're like, I'm in the middle of this, from the situation, you tend to get a much more clearer sense of what's actually going on and who's actually like pressing your buttons, or like what situation is actually making you run for the hills. So again, this is you or somebody else very close to you, wanting to get out of the situation. But what this card is saying is, don't go running. No need to run away. I keep seeing signs of a person I used to date. Okay, so if this person that you used to date keeps popping in and you're like, ugh, I just want to, like, it's uncomfortable, like I just want to, don't run away from it. Just kind of like maybe look down on all of this. Like, okay, what could be the reason this person keeps popping in? How have I grown as a person since we used to date? How have I changed? How has my dating style changed? Maybe like my taste in people, or the type of people I go after, like how have they changed? And so it's more of, hangman. Okay, here it is. Hangman is more of like reflection, needing to reflect on the past relationship instead of just running away from that past relationship. So yes, that was what I was trying to spit out. Okay, there you go. So go back and actually reflect on the pros, the cons. Not to say that you need to get back with this person, because I don't think that's what they're saying at all. But the pros and cons of the relationship, what sucky things may have happened that now you have grown from and you have learned from and become a better, stronger person. What cool things happen that you want to see more of in future relationships, or current relationship that you have. And more reflect on it that way, from that, like you're out of that past and more just reflecting on it. So that's your message for you. So yeah, just change your perspective of what's going on here, not that you need to get back. So you are very welcome. All right, homies, I think that was everyone. I'm going to pull a card for myself actually while this deck is out because I love it so much. And then I'm going to do a healing for you guys. If you want to stick around for the healing, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. If you still want the healing but can't stick around, that's totally cool. Just say out loud like, hey, I want some healing energy. I want some good juju, or I want the good juju to go to my dog or my cat or my mom or my dad or my aunt, my uncle, my sister, my brother, you know, wherever. We'll do that after I pull a card for myself. You're welcome, Wasmi. Did I say Wasmi? Wazi magic. Okay, I'm gonna pull a card for myself. Let's see if anything comes to mind for me. I'm just hearing the music for Bobby's World. I'm just wow. Bobby's World, really? I always think Bobby's World because the dude's best friend's name is Bobby. He named his son Bobby as well. But little Bobby, yeah, his name is Mini Wheat, so that they don't get confused between the two Bobbies. So, okay, so I have Bobby's World playing in my head. All right. You know what's odd? I had a dream of one of my really good friends that I went to college with. He and I were on the track team together. And I had a dream about him last night that we had revisited college. And we were back at college, but we were talking about all the things that we had learned and like how we were like, oh my gosh, I used to totally like do this or used to think this. And we were like talking about our old cell phones. Like my very first cell phone was a Nokia, you know, and how when we were like, oh my God, like taking pictures on a cell phone, even though it was like this grainy little thing that you could barely see, we thought was so cool. Like we're reminiscing about that in my dream. And then when I woke up, I was, you know, checking my Facebook feed. And you know how Facebook does this many years ago, like remember this from 4 years ago? It was like remember this from 4 years ago, and it's a picture of me, the dude, and the guy, my homie that I was just dreaming about. So I'm kind of thinking I should give him a phone call because I don't know, I kind of feel like he's kind of down right now and I just need to have a little chat ski with him. Okay, so I'm hearing Bobby's World. My foot has fallen asleep. What is my card? Nope. Oop. Haha. Ha. Did I not at the beginning just say that my stalker card for all of 2018 was the Fool? Until I started working on my Oracle deck. And then the Fool went away. But I literally finished the Oracle deck yesterday and the Fool is back. Why? Why? Okay. All right. I'm going to work on that later, you guys. So I'm going to do a healing as I send you guys off for a wonderful weekend. I go back to work on Monday. Blech. I don't want to go back to work. I want to stay here. I want to stay here and sling my cards and heal people. Okay. Here we go. So if you're still here and you're going to leave and you would like to receive the healing, you can either post it in the comments, you could say it aloud, you can say it in your mind. It doesn't make any difference to me, just that you're putting the intention out there. If you want my good juju to go to somebody that you love and care about, so it could be family member, it could be our furry family members or feathery or scaly, whatever they may be. Again, say it out loud, say it in your head, post it in the comments. Yeah, and you don't have to be in a lotus position for this or laying down. You guys could go do whatever it is you're going to do. Go finish watering the lawn, washing your car, washing the dog, changing your baby's diaper, like, you know, whatever it may be. Okay. Okay, I am going to use my jade and have my other crystal on my thigh. there you go, you guys. I hope that you're able to get some good juju, some good vibes. Just helping to keep you guys peaceful and calm through whatever you are starting for 2019 now that we're 5 days in. Yeah, and I wish you guys all a beautiful weekend. I'm gonna do my videos for next week for Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. I might also like throw in a Loki one here or there, you know, will Loki eat it? I know that I need to do a review of that new moon box, so I could put that up along with the 31 days videos. You are very welcome, Wazzy, and thank you for popping on. Yeah, and so, yes, thank you, Mad Max. Yeah, and you guys have a beautiful rest of your Saturday, whether it's sunny or gloomy like it is out here, but I hope the rain comes soon because I know that the yard, even though I don't want grass in my yard, the yard loves rain. All right, guys, I will catch you in the live next weekend. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys. Have a happy Saturday. Wally back there. Hold on. The sleepy Puma wishes you guys a happy Saturday. All right. Bye, guys.